See, he is really what makes this movie so amazing. I love Jingle All the Way.
His trashness,
the trashness of the neighbor. You can't miss the trashness of the neighbor.
So I'm gonna pull my rolling chair out instead of on your side. Or this
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll readjust my angles. Yeah, I was thinking that actually earlier. I was like, we should angle. Our angle's just a bit. Yes, yeah. Perfect. I was thinking that a little bit earlier. I was like, we could angle just a bit more. Yes, perfect. Yes, perf. And then I'll move my angles. Eggnog all up in that face, nigga. Yes. Okay, so we're watching Jingle All the Way right now. One of the best classic 90s Chris. I mean,
fight me. I will fight anybody 100%. Who says
yes. Different. You know, people from any time will become problematic, but we're not just going to cancel all the movies because of that. You know why? Because
who's problematic from this movie?
Arnold. You know, he's made his mistakes. I'm not going to start watching all Arnold movies. I can't. Okay. You know what? Yeah, you know what my policies. You know why?
I forgot about the thing with his housekeeper.
Yes. You know why I don't cancel movies? You know what my reasons is because of John Wayne. That's how I decided. Because I was always a John Wayne fan.
And he's a garbage person.
He's a garbage person. I grew up on John Wayne, and I have 2 black parents who are John Wayne fans. He's a racist, homophobic garbage person.
Piece of shit.
Yes, 100%.
But you have to separate the person from their work.
Exactly. But do we still love True Grit?
Especially when they have such a huge impact on society
and the industry and pop culture? I can't take that away from the facts. I can't unchange
you cancel John Wayne. You cancel a lot of shit.
I can't change the facts of life, but I can say he's a garbage person. I can still tell my kids the facts while still being like, but you know, let's not lie about the fact that True Grit had one of the best child actors of the time. One of the best female child actors of the time, for sure. Not gonna lie about that.
The lighting on this side is really good,
right? It's amazing.
Bitch, you've been hiding this out from me. And look,
you're like, bitch, you didn't tell me how the light was hitting these angles over here.
Look how I can. Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So, yeah, exactly. That was always my thing. I'll scoot that back a little bit.
There we go.
Turn that more in a second too. And it's like, yeah, that's this movie. Okay, so one of my favorite things about
Jingle All
the Way is that Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, is not like the perfect husband. He's struggling. He's like trying to find his footing. Oh, we need our headphones.
We forgot I was just realizing this. We forgot our headphones. But what's Arnold's thing?
He's finding his footing.
Finding his footing. That's right.
Balancing his work. And his father husband shit. That's not easy. We have a really busy career that takes a lot of your time.
And he even started. He missed his son's karate class because.
And it's not that he didn't want to go to it. He's not one of those dads who sincerely is trying to.
He pulled a Robin Williams from Hook. He was rushing, but he got tied up at work, and then he showed up 20 minutes after it ended and was like, "I missed it."
Yeah, and he did feel sincerely bad. So
I'm all about Arnold though in this outfit.
And he is out of pocket in this movie. His energy is so high key, but his wife appreciates it. Literally, his wife doesn't really question him until she actually catches him in the act of stealing a child's gift from under a tree.
That's hard to explain.
And she's like, "Are you stealing from a child's Christmas?"
An actual child's Christmas, not fighting an adult in a toy store.
But are you stealing a child's Christmas hopes from under their tree because you couldn't get your ass together to get our child's gift when I asked you to? Because that's not cool, dude. I'm not gonna let that shit slide. That's the first time she was like, "You're wrong. You're wrong for this.
You're the worst."
Yeah.
You're the worst.
And that's when she ended up in the situation, actually in the car with their foolish neighbor. who like tried then to put moves on her and had the audacity to be like, do you know how many women wish they were in the car with me right now? Like,
how many girls want to be on this dick?
With this non-alcoholic eggnog at this parade? Like, first of all, if we're at a parade, you best drink alcoholic eggnog. You know how serious parades are? They're stressful. You bring alcoholic eggnog to a parade.
And you know who puts on one of the worst paced parades on the face of the earth? Fontana, California. All right.
What about
every year?
Though?
Every year their Fontana Days parade has some nice stuff, but it's paced out so horribly. You'll have like 4 whole minutes and nothing in front of you.
I don't know. The Redlands one is also extremely slow.
My mom will bitch about Fontana Days.
You can run across the street to another fast food place and grab a burrito. Come back.
That's bad.
Come through. Like, oh, good, I didn't miss anything.
One time, my cousin was in the Rose Parade, so we showed up. We got a hotel like just a mile down the road, and then we got up at like 4 a.m. to go camp out for spots, and that sucked.
That sucks.
Well, what sucked even worse was one year I worked at the Target on the Rose Parade route, and they gave out free seats right on the parade route in the bleacher stands they set up for the VPs. And I got a handful for me and my family. It was the first year in 100 years that it rained on the Rose Parade. First time in 100 years.
Are cursed.
Yeah. And so we're sitting there, and they didn't put up a cover because it's been 100 years since it rained on the Rose Parade. So,
like, I don't want to agree with your theory that your life is cursed. Like, goddamn.
Right?
Like, I always watch the Rose Parade, like, man, it's beautiful out here, but like, I'm not doing that shit.
No, and it's the first time I'd ever had the opportunity to see it, and it's the first time it rained. And
I always watch the Rose Parade, like, who from California is really there? Like, I'm not gonna get in line to do that shit. You know how tiring that has to be? And like, you always see niggas sitting on top of people's shoulders, like, you know why? Because it's a lot to even see it.
Here's the thing: sections of the route the night before turn into a big party.
That's true.
People are camped out there all night, drinking, smoking, having fun. Depends on where you are, though. If there's a lot of kids, everybody goes to bed early.
To see a horse shit live.
To see that horse shit live, literally horse shit, because there's horses everywhere.
Literally, so many horses, many.
We got trapped because we were
different breeds.
Because we were at the Target side
Multiple
of the street.
Breeds.
I lived on the opposite side of Colorado, though. The parade cut us off from my apartment for an hour and a half. The taxi driver who picked us up before we found that out took us a block and a half and said, "There's really no way around, but I can let you out here. It'll be $15." It was half. My mom said, "Fuck you, here's $4," and she got us out, and we sat at Denny's for an hour and a half watching it just dump rain on parade. And my mom's like, "This is the worst. This is the worst. This sucks so hard." And I'm like, "I got us nice seats. How was I to know? No, nobody told me rain. Nobody said that there would be inclement weather at the Rose Parade because there's almost never."
It's California in the spring. I mean, you don't know.
Ta, Turtle Man.
Sinbad is so good in this movie.
Oh, Sinbad.
One of his best productions.
A lost treasure of acting.
Is he lost? He's still here. He's not
He's still
dead.
here.
He's
He just doesn't do shit. He just doesn't do shit.
He's not hired for shit. That's like a different thing. They could hire him. He's here.
Now they've figured out how to make a jetpack work.
He's an untapped treasure is really what you should call him.
There we go.
He's alive. He's here. Networks, get your shit together.
Right. He's still funny.
Yeah, he's like not here, not available. Put your dollars into him. He's at home and available for y'all. Antonio. You know, really, it's that like
right in the
Sinbad's like he's in this weird place where he does both very dirty comedy and very clean comedy. Like, he'll talk about the most wild shit, but also he doesn't like cuss a lot. It's like a weird middle ground between clean and dirty where he lives.
That's weird.
He's wild, but he's like also not like super wild. I don't know how to explain it.
A lot of the people are egging him on up the ladder rather than stopping the guy chasing.
No one thought to save the child.
Nope.
Art. That scene in cat fight.
It's okay for them to say it.
That scene in cat fight.
No.
I think it's okay when they say it.
Cat fight. Oh my god, that movie.
Oh, that was amazing though. Oh, I want one of those coffee beers.
I need one, so I'm gonna go get us both one. Coffee.
They're literally brewed with espresso.
That's fantastic.
I was reading the can.
That's fantastic.
After this one, I'm gonna make the chili cheese burrito.
You know what it reminds me of?
Coffee.
The idea that reminds me of Buzz Beer from the Drew Carey Show. I don't know if you ever watched the Drew Carey Show, but
Back in
they created in the show that they had a fictional beer called Buzz Beer, and it was like beer and coffee together.
That's literally what this is.
Yeah.
Because it says Imperial Russian Stout.
Well,
I read that a lot, like over and over, and I'm like, what? What?
I do have issues with that.
Bespoke totalitarianism for diaspora. What? Bespoke totalitarianism for the proletariat diaspora.
How far down are you reading?
I'm reading the top.
Oh.
Bespoke totalitarianism for the proletariat diaspora.
So.
What?
Tailor-made
totalitarianism
for
the proletariat,
for the dissuaded masses, basically.
Yeah. Who wants tailor-made fascism?
Yeah, I have problems with this.
For the dissuaded masses. I don't understand. So tailor-made fascism for people who don't read.
It is good though.
Tailor-made fascism for the masses that don't read. What? This is gonna work. That's the problem with this beer. That's the problem with the title of this.
A little bit.
Isn't that really the problem? The more I read it, I was like, wait, what? Bespoke totalitarianism for the proletariat diaspora.
Apparently, I've developed a drinking problem.
Yeah,
in that I don't know how to drink.
Terrible idiotness. Dabble yourself, girl. Usually I'm the one that needs a bib.
Right? What I need is a straw.
Like, this is why we have straws.
And I always love this.
We are spilling.
I always love this little tidbit of information. That's why the tab on your drink, on your aluminum can,
exists for spilling.
For a hole, because that's what you slip your straw through.
It's a straw. It's a straw caddy.
A straw koozie. Got myself a straw, but because I'm ecologically conscious, silicone. Also, I'm cheap.
Imperial Russian stouts don't actually get their name from being brewed in Russia. In fact, the style originated in England, initially brewed to suit the discerning taste of the nobles of the mid-18th century Russian court. Flash forward 250 years. I fucking hate beer snobs.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
they're like wine snobs.
they are. They're the worst.
They are.
I like to drink beer and wine, but I'm like,
self-important
at this point,
people who can't just enjoy
at this point,
their
when
beverage.
you have to flash forward 250 years to drink something, I'm like, you need to stop.
But first, to flash forward 250 years, you have to flash back 400
years to the first person who ever knew what barley was. And it's like, please choke on barley. Like, that's what I need you to do. What is he doing? Pick him up. Get him in the thing.
Oh, you little shit. Ow, you fucker.
I'll take care of him.
And he started over here. Look.
I see him. You do. I'll do that. I'll take care of it. You know you're in trouble. You know you're in trouble, little Doge.
Little Doge decided that he did not need to wait to get into his potty box.
He didn't even tell us he had to go.
I didn't even say anything. Did not bark.
They heard he didn't do no whines, no barks. Like anyone who's in our stream before has heard this dog whine.
Was not jumping up on his crate. Just went.
Anyone who's ever watched this stream has heard this dog whine a million times to let us know anything, and he didn't whine one time.
Nothing. Not an indication at all.
He just sat there silently and then walked over, and I'm ready.
That's it. That was it. And after that, well.
Then he released.
Pee everywhere.
What I really have literally just been fantasizing about buying a carpet cleaner, about renting a carpet cleaner. I dream about it. I just dream about renting
another rug doctor.
A rug doctor, just renting one from. I'm gonna ask Simon to take me to Stater Brothers to rent one.
Oh, where is there a Stater Brothers close to here?
There's one like 8 miles away.
No, it's probably it's probably in Alamitos.
Or San Pedro. One of those.
Oh, that's across the big bridges.
Exactly. Lakeville or San Pedro.
Are you gonna be? You're not bad with bridges though. No. Okay, I'm thinking my mom. My mom tightens up every time she goes to San Pedro.
Alex is the one who don't like them. I don't like them long trips, but I can take them short.
I haven't been to San Pedro since I think they almost finished. They might have finished the new bridge.
But I'm just like, I really want one by January.
Yeah,
if my money was regular, like it was last year, I would have already done it. The only reason I haven't is because it's been off lately.
Oh, it's over. Ends just that fast.
Yep. Once he's in the suit, it's close to the end.
Rita Wilson. That's Tom Hanks' wife. I do believe.
Don't whine. Don't whine, Antonia.
It's your own damn fault. You deserve the box, sir. You deserve the box. Gotta run down, huh? Alright. I'll throw on some shoes here in a little bit. We're in the garbage time.
No problem.
So what's up next?
Oh, I have something queued up. 1 second.
Can you get past?
I got the mouse. Mouse in the house. Let's see.
We also have that Christmas Chronicles movie that Kurt Russell did last year.
Oh, I know. I really want to play that, but I'm doing throwbacks today.
Ooh, throwbacks, yes. And JTT.
The TT.
In I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Right?
That's such a good movie.
It is. That's what I wanted to do after this one. The JTT. I had such a crush on the JTT because who was a girl with a working cooter and didn't? Ooh, sorry.
And now the angle's ruined.
I killed your angles.
Killed my tripod is what you killed.
Try to get the bong while I'm up. Happy you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, it's the grandpa from from Everybody Loves Raymond. Can't think of his name right now. But he also played the monster in Young Frankenstein.
So what you're saying is he has a diverse portfolio. My stream from last night got blocked.
Why?
All my auras.
What happened?
I don't know. Must have heard too many things. I'll have to look up what copyright things it heard. It'll show. And then I'll have to see what parts I can separately upload from the Instagram. Once I look at what parts it blocked, then I can choose which separate parts I can upload.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that's the point of doing the separate parts. It really works out that pretty well. Sometimes I can upload almost all of it. Sometimes it'll be 10 minutes, got all like 7 hours blocked. Sometimes less.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, we're watching the Santa Claus, by the way.
That's why it's so worth it to do the Instagram things, because sometimes just a few seconds can get 8 hours of work done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really worth it to do it, and then you can just leave out one little section and upload all the rest of them.
There you go.
And I just look at which time period I need to not upload. And that way, if I don't re-upload it, I don't violate YouTube's rules. You violated the rules, buddy. That's what you did. So you need to stand there. You're too senile tonight. You already know that. So stop whining at us. Huh? Lay down and go to sleep. It's already late, so you've had a full day out. Running around, jumping around, laying around.
Oh, Judge Reinhold. Love Judge Reinhold. Mr. Judge Reinhold is not getting enough work anymore. Oh, here, let me ask this out.
We can use that ashtray over there for the rest.
Hacking balls. What ashtray?
The one under Deadpool.
Oh, the Deadpool butt tray.
The Deadpool butt tray.
Deadpool's got his butt firmly planted in the tray.
Mm.
Do you think we should pack away the Sanderson sisters' Funko Pop with Halloween stuff, or do you think it should just be out with the rest of them up on the shelf? In its box.
In its box, but on the shelf.
Okay, I'll bring it back out because we can rearrange up there too.
I think if we put it in the storage, we'll always be worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll want to keep our eye on it. Besides, we'll feel like they're goblins if we keep them in the apartment.
During Halloween, we wandered into a Halloween costume store, and they had an exclusive Funko Pop of the 3 Sanderson sisters around a cauldron brewing up the potion. And it's really awesome. It's the best.
We have the best Funko Pop now.
Mm-hmm.
It really makes us know now we have to get all the best ones.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a Mariah Carey Funko Pop the other day. A Mariah Carey Christmas Funko Pop. And I feel like it's both the best and the worst Funko Pop that has to exist. And I feel like for that reason, we should get it. It's like the worst and the best. Like, why make this? But also, should we get it for that reason? Like, all I want for Christmas. I want this, but do I want it for that reason?
Do you? Will it be worth it?
It is my favorite Christmas song. Although, also my favorite Christmas song is Christmas. I feel like everyone has 15 favorite Christmas songs, right?
Snoopy versus the Red Baron, #1.
Blue Christmas.
News had come out from the First World War.
I'm having a Blue Christmas. It's probably my favorite Christmas. I just love.
Whose version?
Elvis's.
You can talk a lot of shit about Elvis, but the man could sing. He was not the best dude on earth.
Also,
but he could sing the fuck out of a song.
Who I'll say a really good version of it? I think I heard a good version of it by I have to remember his name. It's a blues singer. It's gonna take me a minute.
I love somebody was talking about the song Santa Baby, and there was a post on I want to say Instagram. It was a repost from Twitter, and it was like, I can't stand Michael Bublé's version of Santa Baby because it says Santa Buddy, like you're too good to suck that dick. It's like, yeah,
like you're too good to suck that dick.
Right? It's like you're asking for a lot in that song.
Santa. Yeah, I don't like Michael Bublé's version of almost anything.
His version.
It's like it reminds me
Michael
Bublé's versions of things reminds me of
How did he burn everything?
Who's that saxophonist? That I don't know.
Kenny G.
Kenny G. It reminds me of Kenny G's versions of things. I don't like his versions of anything either.
Because he only plays the soprano sax.
My dad's a saxophonist, and it's like
so
Kenny G reminds me of like the soulless version of what saxophone songs should sound like.
Sex is my best friend in high school, Crystal. She bought me a Kenny G album. She's like, I assumed he plays saxophone, so you'd like him. And it's like,
anyone who loves saxophone is like Kenny G, a Kenny G album.
Oh, that's what I want. Kenny G.
I think a Kenny G album. I think I'm gonna not be listening to this over and over.
No.
Thank you for giving me something to not masturbate to.
Right. Mood killer. Instant mood killer.
Like, trust me, anyone who loves jazz has some jazz albums they're masturbating to.
No,
it's not Kenny G.
No girl gets wet to Kenny G.
No girl sliding on Kenny G and then like, let's get into this.
Kenny G is the wrap-up music.
It's like, well, now we're done. Yes, we could.
It's an American institution.
Might as well put on some Kenny G now and cool off.
My mom was telling me back in the day, Denny's lost a whole bunch of money one time because they had to install locks on all the restaurants because they had to close for a big emergency, like a company-wide thing. And so they had to send out locksmiths to install locks on all the stores because their whole thing was always open. Always open. But they had to close every store. So they had to go and install emergency locks on every door.
Because they didn't have any.
See, they do the same thing I do. They wrap their pictures on the wall in wrapping paper.
It's beautiful the way she decorates the house. Last year, I went to my mom's for Thanksgiving.
I'm a Christmas nut.
And I came back.
I'm a Christmas nut.
Because I came back because I got trapped at my mom's house Thanksgiving again. And I came back and she had wrapped the whole house in Christmas present look, the door and all the picture frames and everything. All the shelves were lined with Christmassy stuff and the counters, and it was all beautiful and already set. We're gonna do that next week. So eventually one day I'll turn on the streaming and everything will be all Christmassy up.
Show you.
Only a few days away.
Yeah, normally it's the day after Thanksgiving. I pull everything out, but I'm holding off this year.
I don't care for a few days.
Oh my God, I'm starting to develop a headache. It's tight. Yeah, and it's right here where I'm getting this headache. So I know it's causing it. I probably have. I need to go adjust the elastic.
If we're gonna do a lot of stuff this spring, you should get you a weed.
That's what I want. That's the goal.
Hopefully, we'll have some savings.
And then I want to go see my girl Allie and have her do the styling and give me something really cute that looks really good on me.
Wouldn't that be grand? What I want to do. I just got to keep working. Yeah, so today at my appointment, it went really well. I had my first appointment at the Harbor Regional Center since I got my official re-diagnosis with autism spectrum disorder, and it went really well. And they told me that about some of the services I can get now, and I'm gonna have an homie that can come 2 times a week and help me with organizing my medical stuff.
That's good.
And like scheduling my appointments and getting all of that stuff organized and figuring out what I need help with at home. So that'll be good. So they actually will be sending someone here to help me out a couple times a week. They said the only way you can get it is if you don't live with family. And I was like, great.
Don't. She doesn't live with family.
I was like, great, I don't. Help me.
Something just happened.
Oh no, I opened a tab. Yeah, so I was like, I don't. I need help. Please.
Pardon.
And I was telling them, yeah, usually anytime doctors offer programs that involve in-home aid, it's something that you can only qualify for if you already have like disability or Social Security, SSI, you know, and so it's useless to me because I'm still applying for that. And right now the problem is like, and they were asking me like, would you be interested in like trying to work? And I was like, you know, if you try to work while you're applying for SSI, it can mess up your application process. Even if Antonio, stop. Like, I've been told conflicting things. Like, some lawyers tell you like you should get jobs and get fired because, like, you know, if I get jobs, I know certain jobs or most jobs I wouldn't be able to maintain anyway because I'm too sick. And they're like, it's better to just get the jobs and show that you couldn't maintain them and let them fire you. And I'm like, I don't feel like that's a responsible thing to do. I don't like doing that. It just feels dishonest to get jobs you know you can't maintain.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I haven't done that. But I've also been told like if you start making money, then that shows you can make money, and that disrupts your application. So you get told different things, you know? It's really confusing.
Seems like it.
So, like, once you start the process, it's confusing to know what to do. And it takes months to do it, so it's very stressful and frustrating. She was very understanding, though, about it, so she's trying to help me as much as possible. And I did tell her, though, that we're trying to move and stuff. Antonia. Stop. Because all their services are kind of based on helping autistic people with all their living situations. So shut up, dog. Whining like that isn't going to help you. So stop it. You purposely peed on the floor. So stop whining.
You stood there shaking your ass at us as you did it.
Yeah, you literally just sat in front of us and peed on the floor on purpose. So don't squeal at me. You're going to serve your little time. Okay? That's right. Stare me in the eyes. Stare at me. Now he turned away.
Westry?
Kinda. I think you should have just suffered and cleaned. That's what I would have done. Because you look great.
They look Westry?
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Well, you asked. You'll have to brush and, readjust to that level of great. That's sometimes when we're in the most horrible, agonizing pain, it is because we look perfect. I looked really great on my wedding, and I had a permanent scar from that corset cutting into me and making me bleed. That corset cut me so deep. Antonio, I'm not gonna do it. You know the rule. You have to be quiet. Finally made it focus. Took the powers of Squishy Cookie. There you go.
Better. See. Looking good. You need to switch over a little bit more.
I have to turn it back.
I'm like, I'm not going to come back.
Well, no, but,
I know.
My closet avalanche. Because I pulled my pink containers out.
Oh, that quality CGI.
And then I didn't want to lift the heavy-ass container back in, so. Closet avalanche!
I know how that goes. So just take the I-95 West? I-94.
You're only one off!
I was only one eye off.
Hitting the eyes.
Useless knowledge of trivia. Useless knowledge of trivia.
Choo. You're not going to get me, dog.
Mm-hmm. Little dog is staying in his bin tonight. For a while. You fucked up, sir.
You have to be disciplined out of this callous behavior because you're not going to make my whole house smell like dog pee. I'm not going to be one of those people.
No, I don't do that.
I refuse. Whose whole house smells like animal pee because you refuse to discipline your animal and to stop doing this. Like, nope. It may make me suffer and it may make him suffer a little bit, but you know what? I remember having a friend at my house once, and he saw me potty training a dog, and he was like, I didn't know you could potty train a dog. Literally what he said to me. And I was like, my God, that explains so much about his house. I was like, I never understood why his house smelled the way it did. And that explained everything when he said those words.
My mom never stood for that. Her dogs are like like her cats. She does not clean up after them. You go outside to potty.
Handle it. If I had a doggy door, this dog would 100%. When we go to my mom's house, he walks right up to the back sliding door and looks at me like,
let me out.
As soon as we get to my mom's house, he knows exactly what to do. He immediately behaves like an outdoor dog. As soon as we get to my mom's house.
He knows what's up.
As soon as whenever we travel to somewhere there's a backyard, he's like, let's go outside. So he knows what to do. He just
He's just a dick.
He's just a dick. He's literally a dick. He'll pretend like he doesn't know what to do because he's a dick.
100%.
Which is why I'm like, dude, you're old. You're not a puppy. So you're gonna get disciplined when you do that shit. Because he did it for attention. He's like, oh, y'all not gonna talk to me?
Oh.
Everybody's not gonna pay attention to me tonight?
You're going to ignore me? You're going to spend a whole night ignoring me?
Everybody's not gonna pay attention to me tonight? We'll see. We'll see.
No.
We'll see if nobody pays attention to me tonight. Little selfish dog.
Smoke. Aw. I wish Alex was in the room.
So you know what I'm going to make you do with me this in 2021?
What? Lids.
A podcast.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be something like some extreme this or that.
No, it's just a podcast. I would like to make you and Tina do a podcast with me.
In 2021, you're going to hike the John Muir Trail with me. No, not. I wouldn't ask her to hike to the other end of town.
I'd be like, bitch, you should have used the word walk. You know I don't do active. Well, let's see. Once you use the word hike, I'm like, that sounds like a very active thing to me.
Right?
Too active. Why'd you use the word hike? Sounds like too much. Much too much.
You could have said extended walkies.
Right? Like extended walkies. We'll take water bottles full of wine.
May, you want to go on extended walkies? Extended walkies?
I think then she shakes a water bottle full of Chardonnay. Huh?
Watch her mouth water. It's Pavlovian at this point.
I'm like, ooh, where are we going?
Is that from the Central Valley? See, if you'd been out here when I worked for that brief time in wine sales, you'd have been so happy. You would have come and worked with me. She would have. She would have been better at it than me too. It was basically just convincing people to buy cases of wine.
I actually probably would be pretty good at that.
Overpriced wine, but wine by the case. I think I sold maybe 3 cases the whole time. But it's because you have to buy a case. You cannot buy I want 6 bottles.
I've convinced so many people who are like, maybe I should stop drinking, or maybe I should drink less, or maybe I should go to rehab to put that off.
it's like you could, but also here's the Jaeger bomb.
What about more beer though? And then they meet the right person, and they're like, you know what? I gave up drinking, and I'm like, I guess.
Or they actually find that balance where it's they can have a glass every so
they're like, I just have a beer a week now, and I'm like, fine, be healthy, live a good life.
I guess you could have emotional health.
I guess you could live a balanced and healthy life.
Wouldn't a buzz with us be better?
But anytime one of my closest friends, he's like, yeah, I met this really great girl, and now I'm hardly even smoking, and I'm just drinking once a week, and I'm like, what are we even gonna do now? This is great for you. I'm so glad you're in a healthy, stable relationship.
Plus, I don't want to be the only one drinking or smoking, because then I feel like I'm being judged. It's so you're.
This is so good for you.
You're teetotal.
So now you guys are spending so much time doing outdoor activities and
That's great.
So you go on hikes and nature walks and to museums.
Oh my God, you're just from that.
They're literally the episode
couple.
of Hot Date.
Yeah.
They're literally that, where they're going on museum tours and ski trips, and I'm just I know about this brunch with unlimited mimosas, and then after that, there's like this bar crawl.
Yeah, I would like elements from both those days. Like the museum, like a museum crawl where you hit a pub in between each one.
I know museums that give out free wine, right?
That'd be fun.
Right? But museums that don't do that.
But that bring your pocket Chardonnay.
Right?
Which this bitch always has.
But like, what about going to a museum with pocket Chardonnay with someone that tells you that wine is poison? That seems like a lot.
A little bit.
Right?
A little bit. I'm getting Toro. I'm getting a CAT scan. Because wouldn't you think you had like all the brain tumors at that point? Just like there's got to be melanoma on top of a carcinoma, and then let's just for third, just for extra, let's just throw in another noma. All of them, all the cancers. I love that they use puppet deer. That is the North Pole.
To be like one of the main other co-hosts, and then my friend Mike, I would like him to be a guest host too. Because like I want us to get basically like little male opinion, female opinion, like basically mostly hetero. Like Tinu's mostly hetero, like hetero flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm bi, and you're trans, and Mike's straight, and then we'll have a nice little mix.
Okay, that works. Oh, the guy from Numbers. I can't think of his name right now. He developed a thyroid condition, and
maybe that's why he was little. He already had a thyroid condition that was kind of sowing here, that was affecting his hormones, which was why he was already a little bit smaller.
Well, it's like just in the last like 5 years, I think it's thyroid condition. Something.
Maybe he just came out about it in the last 5 years.
He's gained a lot of weight. Is the thing, and he can't get rid of it. But that's just because of the thing. But he's not like crazy heavy now. He just put on a little bit where it's like, oh, you got a little bit of a baby chin.
Because they can go back and forth between affecting you, your hormones in all types of different ways.
Mm-hmm. It'll fuck you up.
Yeah, but and we're talking about the. I really loved the Jingle All the Way nice guy trope.
Mm-hmm.
So much, because it really played into how that nice guy thing is so fucking fake. It played into how like, don't let it get you.
Right. It's the D-bag emotional okie doke.
Exactly, the emotional okie doke. Like almost, and it was the thing where like at first she was not even paying any attention to him at all, and then sometimes when she got a little in her feelings,
but that's how he was able to.
When she got a little in her feelings, he almost used that to get her on that okie doke, and then she was like, oh, like
pump the brakes.
Like,
stop.
I
let's analyze this situation real quick.
Motherfucker, like, how dare you try to even slip and slide in here? No.
Unlike these other hoes in the neighborhood, I have standards.
Because there were many times when they would try to creep in and she was like, this is not cute.
No, her fellow neighbors.
And he would try to throw lines out here.
Slobbering over this guy.
Like when her husband was caught in the dude's house, he was like, you can't bench press your way out of this one.
And keep in mind, Phil Hartman. It was Phil Hartman, all right? Anybody who knows comedy from the 90s knows Phil Hartman. Because he killed himself very famously, committed suicide in like 96. And he was great, fantastic actor.
He really was.
But
almost on that Robin Williams level, but not quite.
That's why he had such problems. That he had some emotional problems, and it finally caught up with him.
He was that dick.
Say, I'll feel really stupid if he had cancer.
We can look it up.
So many celebrities die, I lose track.
I'll look it up.
I want to say it was extra tragic because he did commit suicide. And I always confuse him with Stephen Root because they did some stuff together. And so I'll say Stephen Root, or I'll think of his face sometimes, but it's Phil Hartman. Phil Hartman. That's why you don't see Troy McClure on The Simpsons, because Phil's dead. And they wouldn't do that to him because he was a friend. If they die in such a tragic way, you don't replace the character. The character just goes away. It's respectful, and Troy McClure wasn't such a huge part of The Simpsons that he couldn't be done without.
Phil Hartman. Let's look it up.
Philly boy.
1998 is when he passed away.
98.
He's a Canadian comedic actor.
He did some excellent work.
I mean, he did. He's very memorable. We all remember him. Like, he didn't kill himself. But you know what? That's the thing. So many comedians do.
He didn't? No. What was it?
Or, like, he didn't pass away young, but he did. Let's see.
I want to say he was barely in his 40s. He might have been late 30s.
49.
Because he was on a show at the time, News Radio, and they had to abruptly write him out because he was dead. They turned around and Phil's gone, and so they had to write him out as like he was murdered while on the trail of a big story.
Wow.
What happened?
Wow. He was killed.
I knew it was tragic.
Okay. On the evening of May 27th, 1998, Bryn Hartman, his wife, visited the Italian restaurant Buca di Beppo in Encino, California, with the producer and writer Christine Zander, who said she was in a good frame of mind. After returning home, Bryn had a heated, quote-unquote, argument with her husband, who confronted her over an incident from that week where she physically struck her daughter while under the influence of alcohol. So I guess the wife was
the
abuser of their daughter, and he had confronted her about abusing their daughter allegedly.
That's an interesting
and
term.
That this is the hearsay, because not both of this is the hearsay, I guess, of what happened. Confronted her over an incident from that week where she physically struck their daughter while under the influence of alcohol. He threatened to leave her if she started using drugs again or harmed their children. After which he went to bed. While Hartman slept, Bryn entered his bedroom sometime after 3 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on May 28th with a .38 caliber handgun and fatally shot him once between the eyes, once in the throat, and once in the upper chest while she was intoxicated and had recently used cocaine.
See, I remembered it was a tragedy, but I forgot it was a murder tragedy, not a suicide tragedy.
Bryn drove to the home of her friend Ron Douglas and confessed to the killing, but initially he did not believe her. The pair drove back to the house in separate cars. My God, he let the bitch drive back by herself? Fucking white people.
I mean...
And Bryn called another friend and confessed a second time. Upon seeing Hartman's body, Douglas called 911 at 6:20 a.m. Police arrived and escorted Douglas and the Hartmans, 2 children, from the kids are still sleeping in the fucking house with their dead dad.
Marvin Gayed him.
The kids are still sleeping in the house with their dead dad.
She shot him while he was asleep.
Okay, escorted Douglas and the Hartmans' 2 children from the premises, by which time Bryn had locked herself in the bedroom and died by suicide. So because they let her drive there separately, she had an opportunity to lock herself in the bathroom and kill herself.
Wow.
Had they been responsible about the situation and kept her with them, taken the weapon from her and taken what she said seriously, they could have stopped that from happening. They could have kept her alive. So that's why it's based on hearsay, because she's not alive either, because they allowed her to kill herself. Because
nobody thought to watch her.
Because that flex on just letting a white girl do what she wanted. Because, like, why believe a woman who's confessed to a murder 2 times?
Right.
Los Angeles police stated Hartman's death was caused by domestic discord between the couple. A friend alleged that Bryn had trouble controlling her anger. She got attention by losing her temper. A neighbor of the Hartmans told a CNN reporter that the couple had marital problems after Steve Guttenberg said they had been a very happy couple, and they always had the appearance of being very well balanced.
And you trust Steve Guttenberg.
Before the killing, Bryn had been taking the antidepressant Zoloft. A wrongful death lawsuit was filed in 1999 by Bryn's brother against Pfizer, the drug's manufacturer, because I believe they've said, like, isn't homicidal like
a symptom?
Yeah, like a symptom of that drug or something.
Something like that. They throw it into the pot, when they do the commercial. They're like, and on occasion you might find good opposite rate. But hey, overall, you're gonna be happier. Just forget about that, 0.1% chance. Who said what? Huh?
Hartman's friend and former SNL colleague John Lovitz has accused Hartman's then new radio co-star Andy Dick of reintroducing Bryn to cocaine, causing her to relapse and suffer a nervous breakdown.
That kind of makes sense, given Andy Dick's track record.
Dick claims to have known nothing of her condition. In 2006, Lovitz claimed that Dick had approached him at a restaurant and said, "I put the Phil Hartman hex on you. You're the next one to die." Lovitz responded by twice pushing Dick into the bar. The following year, at the Laugh Factory Comedy Club in Los Angeles, Lovitz and Dick had a further altercation. Dick asserted that he was not at fault in relation to Hartman's death.
Because Andy Dick, not the greatest guy. It's not.
Wow.
I forgot what we're watching. Oh, Santa Claus. That's right. Oh, the stream just ended. Insta over.
Must have been too loud at some point because I couldn't share it, which means that this is going to be tampered with, so I might as well end it and restart it. Huh? I'm gonna do that.
I don't see what they heard. It hasn't been particularly loud.
Well, we don't know, but